Dao De Jing, pronounced Dao De Jing, Chapter 17. This passage asks what it looks like when power works so well it becomes invisible. Tai shàng zezhai yuzhai, kai sai kin'er yuzhai, kai sai huizhai, kai sai wuzhai, zinbuzu, yan yu bu zinyan, yuzai kai gian. Gōng shang shi sui by xing jai wai wo zai ron. The highest rulers, those below them barely know they exist. Next, those who are loved and praised. Next, those who are feared. Next, those who are despised. Where trust is insufficient, distrust will follow. Unhurried. Words are rare and precious. When the work is done and the task accomplished, the people all say, "We did this ourselves, naturally." The passage opens with a ranking of rulers, 4 types, arranged from best to worst. What's striking is that the ranking runs against what we normally think of as signs of effective leadership. The second best ruler is loved. People sing their praises. That sounds good, but the passage places this below something better, something quieter. The third type rules through fear. People obey because they have to. The fourth is despised. People have stopped even pretending to respect the authority above them. These last two are easy to understand as failures. But notice where love and praise fall, not at the top. The highest ruler is barely known to exist, not unknown. The text says those below know there is such a ruler, but only that. No monument to their greatness, no grateful speeches, just the faint awareness that someone, somewhere, is keeping things in order. This is a hard idea to sit with. We tend to associate competence with visibility. If you fix the problem, people should know you fixed it. That's how credit works. That's how careers work. Chapter 17 says, that instinct, that hunger for acknowledgement, is precisely what separates the second rank from the first. The line about trust is the hinge. Where trust is insufficient, distrust will follow. This explains why lesser rulers have to compensate. A ruler who lacks genuine trust must perform, must be lovable, or intimidating, or at least present, to hold things together. The performance is the symptom of the gap. The highest ruler doesn't need to perform, because the trust runs deep enough that no performance is required. The system holds itself. Unhurried. Words are rare and precious. This is connected. The best ruler doesn't issue many commands, doesn't give many speeches, doesn't fill the air with announcements of intent. The words that do come carry weight precisely because they're scarce. Think of a person you've known, not necessarily a political figure, anyone whose judgment you trusted so completely that when they spoke, you paid attention. Not because they were loud, because they weren't. And then the closing line, which is the passage's real point. When the work is done and the task complete, the people say we did this ourselves, naturally. Zairan, self-so of itself, naturally. The people don't feel governed. They feel as though things simply unfolded the way they should. The ruler's hand was so light, so well placed, that the outcome feels inevitable rather than engineered. This is not the same as the ruler doing nothing. The work was done. The task was accomplished. The passage says so explicitly, but the manner of doing it left no trace of itself in the people's experience. What remains is the result, and a sense that it arose from the people themselves. What does a person hearing this today actually take away? Not a management technique. The text isn't offering a strategy for leaders who want to seem more mysterious. That would miss the point. The invisible ruler isn't performing invisibility. The invisibility is a consequence of not needing recognition in the first place. What the passage points at is something closer to a question about your own relationship to outcomes. When something goes well, a project, a conversation, a situation you helped move along, what do you feel when others don't notice your contribution? Satisfaction or resentment? The resentment is informative. It reveals where the hunger for recognition lies. Chapter 17 doesn't moralize about this. It simply places that hunger on the ranking and shows what it costs. There's also something here about trust as infrastructure. Trust isn't just a feeling. It's load-bearing. When it's present in sufficient quantity, a lot of other things don't have to happen. No surveillance, no threats, no constant reassurance. When it's absent, those things fill the gap. The hierarchy of rulers in this chapter is really a hierarchy of how much compensatory machinery is needed to hold power in place. The passage ends where it begins, with the work done, the task complete, and people who feel they got there themselves. Whether that's a portrait of good governance, good parenting, good teaching, or something else entirely is left open. The next chapter is 18.